Welcome to Folklore_World you never knew existed. I'm your host, Imami, and today we're going on a journey across the African continent to explore some of the most fascinating and lesser-known myths from different cultures, from the ancient Dogon people in Mali to the vibrant tribes of South Africa. We'll delve into stories that have been passed down through generations, shaping the beliefs and traditions of these communities. So, let us go. 1. The first one is the Namos, the celestial ancestors of the Dogon people Mali. Long before the stars learned to whisper in the night sky, before time had grown its beard of centuries, the Dogon people of Mali tell of a time when the earth was young and restless. In that ancient era, the Namos descended from the sky as beings born not of soil, flesh, but of water and starlight. The Namos were amphibious, half fish and half human, with glistening skin that shimmered like the moonlight on the Niger River. They came from Sirius B, the invisible twin of the bright Sirius star, in a vessel that roared like thunder and swam like a whale through the sky. The Dogon elders say that their arrival was not just seen but felt, a trembling in the earth, a quiver in the trees, and silence in the winds. Upon their descent, they poured sacred knowledge into the earth. They taught the Dogon about the cosmos, about the stars, the movement of planets, the seed of life itself. They were the architects of balance, of harmony. The Namos brought language, agriculture, weaving, and music, each strand of Dogon life blessed by their aquatic hands. But the Namos were not all one heart. One among them rebelled, disrupting the cosmic order. This rogue Namos spread chaos across the skies, forcing the others to return and restore peace, to punish the traitor and rebalance the universe. The Namos dismembered him and scattered his parts across the land, each piece becoming a sacred site of spiritual power. It is said that the Namos will return on a chariot of flame and water when the world forgets how to listen through the stars. Until then, the Dogon remember keeping the old teachings secret, hidden in their cliffside villages.
The second one is the Tokoloshi, mischief in the shadows, South Africa. In the quiet corners of South Africa, among the huts of the Zulu and Xhosa peoples, there is a name that mothers whisper to children when the night grows thick and the fire burns low. Tokoloshi. He's a creature small in stature, but large in terror, hairy, with glowing eyes, crooked teeth, and an ever-wet tongue that lolls from his mouth. But it is not his appearance that causes the elders to place their beds high off the ground. It is his power to slip between worlds. Long ago, there was a Sangoma, a powerful witch doctor, whose heart was broken by betrayal. In his grief and rage, he summoned a creature from the underworld, something mischievous and mean, something that could not be controlled by ordinary spells. He carved it from shadow and smoke, breathing hatred into its lungs. Thus, the Tokoloshi was born. He would slip into huts at night, invisible unless you had the eyes of the ancestors. He could choke you in your sleep, steal your soul, or whisper madness into your ears. He thrived on fear and chaos, growing stronger the more his name was spoken. But the Tokoloshi is not always evil. In some tales, he is a trickster, stealing only to teach lessons, and appearing only to protect the innocent from worse things. Some Sangomas keep them as familiars, feeding them milk and porridge in exchange for curses or blessings. Even today, beds in rural villages are often raised on bricks to keep the Tokoloshi from reaching sleeping victims, because once you meet him, you might not ever wake up, or worse, wake up changed.
The third one is the origin of the baobab tree, the tree that grew upside down in the ancient heart of Africa, before humans roamed the earth and even before the rivers found their courses. The gods created the trees, each with a spirit, a song, and a duty. The baobab was the most beautiful of all trees. Its trunk was thick and strong like the leg of a great elephant. Its leaves glistened like emeralds, and its flowers perfumed the air with divine sweetness. It stood taller than any other tree, proud and boastful. But pride is a dangerous thing. The baobab mocked the palm for its long neck. It jeered at the fig for its sweetness and laughed at the acacia for feeding giraffes. It even dared to complain to the gods, claiming that its place in the savannah was unworthy of its magnificence. Infuriated by the baobab's arrogance, the gods warned it to be humble, but the baobab did not listen. It cried louder, whined longer, and cursed the skies for placing it among lesser trees. So the gods punished the baobab with one mighty thunderclap. They yanked it from the ground, roots and all, and thrust it back into the earth upside down. Its roots became branches, gnarled and bare. Its flowers turned inside out. Its leaves shrank and vanished for most of the year. Now the baobab looks as though it is growing downward, its limbs clawing at the heavens in silent apology. Yet, even in punishment, the gods granted it grace. The baobab became the tree of life. Its trunk stores water in the dry season, its bark heals the sick, and its fruit feeds the hungry. And so the proudest tree became the most, giving a lesson rooted in humility. The fourth one is the Himba tribe's eternal fire flame of the ancestors. Namibia, far in the red dust lands of Namibia, where the winds sing lullabies and the ochre paints the earth, burns a fire that has never died. The Himba people call it Okaruo, the eternal fire. It is not just fire, it is memory, breath, and soul. It connects the living to the dead, the past to the future. It is the voice of the ancestors, flickering with secrets only the wise can hear. Every Himba village has its sacred fire, tended day and night. It is lit when a new homestead is born, and never allowed to go out. To let it die is to break the chain of blood and bone. Legend says that the first eternal fire was kindled by Mukuru, the first ancestor, when the world was young and still deciding what to be. He struck lightning from stone, and flame leapt forth from that fire. He created the Himba people, sculpting them from red earth and smoke. He told them, "This fire is your breath. As long as it lives, so do I. And through it, you will speak with me even when my body is ash. The fire is sacred. No one may cross between it and the chief's hut, for that path is the ancestors' road. Offerings of milk and incense are made to it. Prayers whispered into its smoke. During birth, marriage, and death, the fire watches. And when someone dies, a new log is added to the flame, and the name of the deceased is whispered to the coals. So the ancestors know whom to receive. To this day, when the desert wind howls and the stars shine low, the Himba elders sit by the fire and listen, for in its crackling voice is the wisdom of generations. The last one is Mural and the Moonchief, a journey beyond the sky in a small village where the grass grows high and the hyenas laugh. In the distance, there lived a man named Muriel. He was a dreamer, storyteller, and a lover of the moon. Every night, he would sit outside his hut and stare at the sky, whispering to the moon as though it were an old friend. He believed it spoke back in silver beams and shifting shadows. One evening, the moon shone brighter than ever before, so bright it cast shadows in the noonday sun. That night, Muriel heard a voice in the wind calling his name. He followed it to a hilltop where a staircase of moonlight unfolded before him. Without fear, Muriel climbed step by glowing step until he reached the edge of the sky. There, he met the Moonchief, a towering being of moonstone skin, eyes like swirling galaxies, and a beard made of stardust. The Moonchief welcomed Muriel and showed him wonders, lakes that reflected thoughts, forests that bloomed with laughter, and mountains that sang. But there was a price. The moonchief revealed that the world was growing forgetful. Humans no longer told stories under the stars. They no longer sang to the trees or danced for the rivers. The moonchief was dying, his light dimming. I brought you here, Muriel, for you are a keeper of tales, he said. Take what you've seen and remind your people. Muriel wept, for he did not want to leave, but he accepted. The moonchief touched his heart, and it glowed. He returned to earth with no staircase behind him, but in his voice lived the moon's light, and his stories spread like wildfire. To this day, some say when the moon is full and your heart is quiet, you can still hear Muriel's tales on the breeze and see the moonchief watching, smiling faintly. Our first stop is Mali, home to the Dogon people, known for their rich mythology and astronomical knowledge. Here, we'll learn about the Namos, mysterious beings who played a crucial role in the creation of the world, according to Dogon legend. Next, we'll head to South Africa to uncover the legend of the Tokoloshi, mischievous creature that has both terrified and fascinated people for centuries. Then we'll explore the origin of the baobab tree, a symbol of life and resilience in Africa, and hear the stories behind its unique appearance. After that, we'll visit the Himba tribe in Namibia, where a sacred fire burns, eternally connecting the tribe to their ancestors and the divine. Finally, we'll journey to a place where a young man named Muriel ventured to the moon and brought back gifts that changed his life and his community forever. So, sit back, relax, and let's dive into these incredible African myths. Like, comment, share, and subscribe for more history tales.